Hello, everyone, and welcome back to our channel. What if the person you trusted most left behind a secret so dangerous it could destroy everything you thought you knew? On a stormy morning in Fairmont Crest, the powerful Anita Dupree passes away, but not without leaving behind one final, chilling mystery. A letter meant only for Vernon surfaces, and what's inside isn't just a goodbye. It's the beginning of something far more unsettling. So let's really step into this moment. Because the atmosphere alone tells you something isn't right. The rain starts before sunrise, slow and steady, almost like the world itself is mourning. Fairmont Crest looks blurred, washed out, like a painting that's been left out in the storm too long. But honestly, the real heaviness isn't outside, it's inside, the Dupree state. Because Anita Dupree is gone. And we are not talking about just anyone. Anita wasn't just the head of the family, she was the force holding everything together. A woman who controlled the narrative, pulled the strings, and knew exactly where every secret was buried. And somehow, even in death, she is still doing it. Because she left a letter. And not just any letter, one addressed specifically to Vernon. Now imagine Vernon standing alone in her study. This isn't just a room, it's a space, untouched, unchanged, almost sacred. The scent of her perfume still lingers in the air. Something rich and powerful, like she could walk back in at any second and take control again. And in his hands, that envelope, his name written in her unmistakable handwriting. Think about that for a second. He's seen her write 1,000 things before contracts, birthday notes, even threats, but this feels different. Final. Like once it's open, there is no going back, and he doesn't open it. Not yet. Because outside that room, everything is already starting to fall apart. Family members are whispering, arguing, grieving, but there is tension there too. Suspicion, old wounds reopening. Anita's death didn't bring people together. It cracked the foundation she spent years building. And Vernon knows whatever inside that letter could make things even worse. So he shuts the door, leans against it, staring at the envelope like it might explain itself, and under his breath, almost like he's afraid of the answer, he asks, "What did you do, Anita?" And that question takes us back, just a few hours earlier, before the rain, before the silence, back to the hospital room. It's dim, quiet, except for the machines keeping Anita alive. Vernon is right there beside her, holding her hand like if he lets go, she will slip away completely. And this is where it hits you. This woman who used to command every room now looks fragile, still almost unreal. Then she speaks. Vernon. Her voice is weak, barely there, and you can feel the urgency immediately. He leans in, tells her he is not going anywhere. But when she looks at him, there's still that sharpness in her eyes, that calculating edge. Even now, she is thinking ahead, planning. She tells him there's something he needs to know, and he tries to stop her, tells her to save her strength, but deep down, he already knows Anita doesn't speak unless it matters. And then she says it's in a letter. Not here, not out loud, in a letter hidden in her study. But here's the catch, he can't read it until she is gone. That moment, it hits hard. He doesn't want to hear that, doesn't want to accept what she's implying, but she insists. She makes him promise not just to read it, but to do exactly what it says. And you can feel his hesitation, because this isn't a simple request. This feels like a final command, but he promises anyway. And the second he does, something shifts. She relaxes just a little, like she's been waiting for that, like everything depended on it. Those were some of the last clear words she ever spoke. Now we are back in the present, back in that study, and Vernon can feel that promise weighing on him. Heavy, unavoidable. He sits at her desk, which still feels like hers. like he's stepping into a role he's not ready for. And finally, he opens the letter inside just one sheet of paper. He unfolds it carefully, like it might fall apart if he's not gentle, and then he starts reading. Right away, Anita acknowledges what he's feeling. She knows he's probably upset, maybe even angry, but she insists she had her reasons. She couldn't say these things out loud, not in that hospital room, not with so many ears listening. And that line alone is enough to make Vernon pause. What does she mean, so many ears? Was someone listening? Then it gets deeper. She tells him that everything he thought he knew about the family was controlled, crafted, that she built a version of the truth so protect what mattered. But the real truth, it's more complicated and far more dangerous. Now we can imagine Vernon gripping that paper tighter, because this is so no longer just a letter, it's a warning. She takes back years before the name Dupree meant anything, before the power, the wealth, the influence, and she admits she made a decision back then, one that shaped everything. She says she told herself it was for the family, but deep down it was also for herself, and that's when things take a serious turn. She tells him there's something he needs to find, someone who doesn't exist in any official record because she made sure of it, but they're really, and they have a rightful claim to everything that Dupree's built. At this point, Vernon is probably stunned, confused, maybe even a little scared, because what does that even mean? A hidden heir? A secret family member? And Anita doesn't stop there. She warns him that if the wrong person finds out the truth first, everything they sacrificed for will fall apart. Everything she built will be destroyed. Then she gives him instructions. His storage facility on Holbrook Avenue. Unit 317, a hidden key behind her bedroom portrait. Inside that unit, answers, the full truth and whatever comes next. And now it's starting to feel less like a family secret and more like something much bigger, something darker. She even admits this won't be easy, that he might hate her once he learns everything, might even hate himself, but none of that matters because he has to finish what she started, no matter the cost. And you can just imagine Vernon sitting there, jaw tight, heart racing, realizing that this isn't just a letter, it's a burden. This storyline is powerful because it mixes grief with mystery in a way that feels deeply personal, but also incredibly high stakes. On one hand, you have the family dealing with loss. On the other hand, you have got a secret that could completely rewrite their identity. What really stands out is Anita's control. Even in death, she doesn't just leave behind memories, she leaves behind a mission, and that shifts Vernon from grieving husband to reluctant guardian of something dangerous. It also raises big questions about truth and legacy. How much of what we believe about our families is actually real? And what happens when that foundation starts to crack? Honestly, this kind of twist, I love it. Because it's not just shocking, it's layered. It makes you rethink everything. And the fact that Anita planned all of this, even down to the timing of the letter, that's next level. But at the same time, it's unsettling because Vernon didn't ask for this. He's grieving, and instead of getting closure, he's handed a responsibility that could destroy everything. And I can't lie, that's someone you need to find part. That gave me chills. So now the big question is, who is the hidden person? And what exactly did Anita do all those years ago? That was so serious. She took it for her grave. And more importantly, can Vernon really follow through with this? Or will the truth break him before he even gets started? I want to hear your theories. Who do you think this mystery person is? And what do you think is hidden in the storage unit? Drop your theories in the comments. And if you are as hooked on this story as I am, make sure you like the video and subscribe because trust me, this is just the beginning.